Hello my beautiful, wonderful friends, and welcome to another video on my channel. It is almost that time of year again, that time of year where I go on a little road trip and spend the weekend away from home with my sister-in-law and buy a lot of wool. But just like I did last year, I have a small problem. My wool stash is once again very full and overflowing. And I mean, I'm not about to go to a weekend-long fibre festival and not come home with a bunch of wool. So we have a mission today. We're gonna work through some spinning projects, get some more space in my wool crate so we can have more space to fit more fibre and fill up the handspun crate again, because last week I emptied it out slightly. I think we should take a peek at what we have in the wool crate, decide on how we're spinning each project, because bestie, this time I want to plan. I want to have an actual plan for each project, and then we can start spinning. But first, let's hear a word from the sponsor of today's video, Craftsy. If you are anything like me, you are also a collector of new crafts and skills. Learning something new isn't just super fun, it is also very good for the brain. So what if I told you there is a place where you can find classes and patterns and recipes for almost anything you could think of? I present to you Craftsy. Craftsy is an online learning community where you can find endless inspiration, discover new hobbies, or expand your skills in your already existing crafts. There are over 2,000 classes in more than 20 categories, as well as lots of patterns and recipes, including but not limited to knitting, crochet, sewing, painting, quilting, cooking, baking, and more. I have been having lots of fun with the baking section. I love cheesecake, and historically I am not the greatest at baking, so I have really enjoyed taking a class in that. I also have a goal to sew more clothes for myself this year, and my sewing skills are basically self-taught, so I cannot wait to deep dive into the sewing classes either and advance my knowledge. And honestly, there is just so much to learn, so I am sure I will be here in a month with like 5 brand new craft obsessions. Want to learn a new painting technique? You're a crocheter who wants to learn how to knit? You suddenly find yourself wanting to learn how to quilt but you don't know where to start? Craftsy's got you. If you, like me, want to start some new creative journeys, head on over to go.craftsy.com/Shaiyeh to join this community of like-minded makers. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link will get 1 year of premium membership to Craftsy for just $1.49. Compared to the normal price of $123, that is an amazing deal. You can find the link in my description down below, as well as a pinned comment under this video. Please note this offer is only valid for new members to the Craftsy community. Thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into spinning some yarn. Right, let's have a look at what wool options we have today. Here's my crate. As you can see, it's pretty full of stuff. I do have more wool, but it's all undyed, so this is the fun wool stash. This is my most recent buy, so this is definitely a top priority for this video. Next we have this long time whip. It's a yarn recycling project that, if we have time, I would really like to work on a little. It goes in a maybe pile for now. Then we have 2 hanks of pencil roving-ish that I dyed. If anything, I would go for the purple one, but I really don't think I'll have time for these today. But then we have pink and mint. These two were bought together with a plan to make a pony-inspired fractal yarn. The last thing I'm picking out is this raspberry merino silk fluff that I got at Forfest last year. I'll put the rest back in here for another day. So I guess 300 grams. It's gonna take a little while, but yeah. I wanted to plan. Now this one, I just want to spin end to end, I think. Probably a 3-ply. I don't know. I'm so good at planning, but I think this is gonna draft up pretty thin, so I think we're gonna 3-ply it. This is a pony, this pony. You've seen her in my videos before because I am obsessed with this pony. But yeah, this is pony yarn. We are turning a pony into yarn today. And I want to add, I have 3 different pink Angelina fiber colors. I want to add in a little bit of those in the pink part of this. What I do want to do for this is I want to make a fractal, just a 2-ply fractal. So we will prep the fractal together when we start this. This one is also just going to be end to end. I do not remember what I did with the green one, so I have to double check with that one if it's a 2 or a 3 ply. If it's a 2 ply, this is going to be a 2 ply. If it's a 3 ply, it's going to be, you get it. I want this to be identically spun to the green one that I did earlier, so this one is happening. I guess I want to start with this and just spin that as a warm-up, because then at the end I can also go through, if we have time, I can go through how to prep these rollers. Otherwise I will make a separate video just for this, because this is fun. This used to be yarn and now it's becoming yarn again in another form. But yeah, I'll put this one in the crate for now and I'll keep these in front of me and we shall work on those. So yeah, so we can work on those and yeah, make some yarn. Very nice, let's do that. So without further ado, let's start on the raspberry fluff. I'm going to lightly prep this fibre by loosening up the braid and separating smaller pieces. I like to make these little nests of fibre to work from. And with a bunch prepped, let's grab our spinning wheel so we can start working. If you're new here, hi, I own an antique spinning wheel which is a little bit beat up, wonky and moody, so it's always a gamble when it comes to how it will behave for the day. But yeah, this is the wheel I have, and despite everything, I adore her, so this is what we're spinning on. This of course doesn't leave a lot of room for experimenting with tension, ways of spinning like art yarns and such, because the wheel was made to make yarns that last, most probably from Gotland wool or linen. I actually bought the wheel on Gotland a bunch of years back when we were on vacation with my friends. Luckily it's just a ferry trip for us, so we had a car and didn't have to ship this on a plane. But yeah, anyway, that's spinning wheel lore, that spinning wheel backstory. Working with this fluff was really nice, but it wasn't behaving like I was expecting fully. I didn't realize I had some Nepson Sari silk scraps. I thought it would be mostly the smooth kind of merino silk, but honestly, I love that. Note to self for future projects, just prep all the fibre at the start. I also found I needed to grab a towel to keep over my legs while spinning this one because the fibre was kind of sticking to my sweatpants. With more fluff prepped, I got right back on spinning. At the start of the video I had originally planned this as a 3-ply, but this wool ended up wanting to draft thicker, and with the neps it had a little bit of thick and thin going on, so I decided halfway through I would just make this into a 2-ply yarn. No chain plying for me today. That's one bobbin full. Time to start the next one. Last time I spun, I found a hack for this. I have extra bobbins bought at a later date. While they fit the back end of the flyer, they're too wide and short for the rest of it. But if I place a quilt clip on the spindle, it positions a bobbin perfectly on the spindle so I can actually use it. You have to be crafty when you're dealing with what is most likely a one-of-a-kind, potentially 100-year-old wheel. After finishing my second bobbin, it was time to ply the yarn. I have a Lazy Kate, another second-hand shop find, and probably just as old as the wheel, but the wheel's original bobbin doesn't fit in it. Again, crafty solutions like using a cardboard box will have to do. I spun this yarn clockwise, so now I am plying it in the opposite direction. And look at that, it's beautiful. Let's get it off the wheel so we can start the next project. Next, I will be starting my fractal yarn. Fractal yarns are spun so that you have one single of yarn with a repeat of colours, say for example A and B. then your second ply needs to be double the amount of colour, A plus B and then A plus B. If you have a third ply, that one would be A plus B, A plus B, A plus B and A plus B. And of course you can play around with it with more repeats and such, but that's the basic explanation. So I am going to bring out my little kitchen scale so we can get our colour repeats as even as possible. And then following the example I showed you, I'll be doing a colour repeat of green, pink, for one strand and double the amount for the second strand. Which, even if I've done this before, always requires extra thinking for me. Sometimes I confuse myself. But there we have all of the little fibre nests. Now let's start spinning. This is 100% merino fibre and it is so smooth to spin. I am already setting my sights on getting more of this at this year's Fibre Festival because this was such a delight to spin. As I was curious, I wanted to see what I was doing. This project in particular had many little interruptions from her. That's the first half of the spin done. Now I'm going to start on the second half with the longer repeats. I kind of feel I didn't have enough sparkle in my first half, and that is because I hadn't figured out a good way of adding them in. So for my second single I used my carders to make little mini bats with the Angelina fibre mixed in, and this worked a lot better and gave quite a bit of sparkle in the end product. Don't come for my carding skills, okay? I haven't done this in a while. Time to add the pink. Look at the sparkle! And that, my friend, is the other half of this yarn finished. Now we only need to ply them to have a finished yarn. This time I was clever and spun my singles on the bobbins that fit on the lazy gate, and will be using the wheel's original bobbin for the plying. It can only fit about 50 grams of yarn though, so I have to pause and wind it off the wheel halfway through. But that's a yarn. I'm just going to twist the hank up and we're ready to move on to the next one. But look at how pretty it came out. This is the next fibre I'm going to spin. It is also sparkly, and this is its green sibling. I want to spin the gold to match this. I bought them together, so I want to keep them together. Again, I am weighing out fibre for my 2 singles, so I'll get in as even split as possible on my bobbins. I will just be spinning this straight from end to end, but I figured I'd have an easier time plying this way. So you know the drill by now, it's time to start spinning. This one is a merino and nylon mix and was also absolutely dreamy to draft and spin. Very, very smooth. We finished the first bobbin, so it is again time to start on the second one. I am honestly so amazed at how well my wheel has been doing this whole time. At this point, usually I've run into a bunch of issues already, but it's been smooth sailing all the way. Sure, I have to adjust my tension every now and then, but that's no biggie. I am having lots of fun. Just like that, we're also ready to ply the yarn. Just like before, I used my smaller bobbins for the singles and I'm plying on the longer bobbin. Just like that, we are done. Time to get it off the wheel as well, and then, it's a finished hank. And it matches the green so well. I'm so happy. So let's have a look at the yarns we made today. Bestie, we made it through another project and look what we made. We made yarn. I'm going to say right off the bat, I ran out of time. I really wanted to work on my scrappy Rolex as well, but unfortunately I just didn't have time to even start working on them, so they'll stay in the crate for a bit longer. But you know what? That is okay. Now we have a reason to do a second spinning video in the somewhat near future. But what did we make then? First, we made this one, and I'm gonna say and this goes for all of the yarns, I actually have fumbled this slightly as I didn't take note of yardage for any of the yarns we made today. I will make sure to do that though post soaking, so I know what I have. Again, I ran out of time. I haven't had time to soak the yarns, but I promise we will soak them and set the twist. But anyway, the first one we spun was this lovely raspberry yarn, which came out with a tweedy look after spinning. There were lots of little colour pops hiding in the fibre, so it's a lot more fun looking than originally anticipated. So that's very nice. It's merino and silk, by the way, and so soft, and it felt like a pretty good warm-up project. Then we made this My Little Pony inspired yarn, pink and mint, because I am still not over the pink and mint. So yeah. This is a Fractal spun and it turned out really pretty, if I may say so myself. In retrospect, I wish I would have just made a 3-ply Fractal yarn instead of a 2-ply, with even tinier repeats in the 3rd ply or in the 3rd single, but here we are. just 2, and that is completely fine too. I am kind of thinking I should grab another 2 of these, the pink and mint at the Fiber Festival, so I have enough to make another skein of this so I can make something with it, but we'll see. I'm also thinking about grabbing another My Little Pony inspired colour combination of the same fluff and make a 3-ply fractal with that. Maybe, we shall see. But I'll get into shopping later on in the video. I am sidetracking right now, I'm sorry. But yeah, merino fluff again, and I added some pink stellina or Angelina fibre in the pink part of it. So yeah, very happy, very bright and very cheery yarn. I am happy, I love it. The third project was again a 2-ply yarn. I thought the green hank that this goes with was a 3-ply, which is why I chose the 2-ply for both of the previous yarns, but upon closer inspection turns out this is also a 2-ply. So yeah, we have just a bunch of 2-plies today, but it's okay, it's okay. We did some easy spinning this time around, and that is perfectly fine too. Besides, 2-ply yarns are fluffy and soft, and who doesn't like fluffy and soft? I finally spun this up, the golden half of my to be a cowl or something spin. So now these 2 yarns can become something beautiful together finally. This is merino with sparkly nylon fibers mixed in, and it is super colourful sparkles, like little fireworks almost. Gorgeous. I think this is soft, but it's not soft enough for a sweater, so I'll probably make a shawl or a cowl or something along those lines out of it. All in all of my projects turn out, in my humble opinion, really good. I had 0 issues with the wheel for once. Long-time viewers have heard me lament the fact that my wheel is moody and sometimes refuses to work with me. But yeah, this time we had a really good time, the wheel and I, and made actual, not overspun, not underspun, perfectly balanced and fine yarn. Consistent too, so I'm very happy. I now have 300 grams of yarn to cram into my handspun crate, and I have place for more fibre in my fibre crate. Absolutely fantastic. Although I should take some time to spin up some more fluff before the yarn festival because it's still pretty full. But anyway, plans for what I want to get at the Fibre Festival then. I am still forming an idea of what I want to hone in on this year, but one thing I definitely want to pick up now that I've spun my minty yarn is another pony colour combo, probably lemon drop colours, aka light yellow and lavender. That's another top favourite pony, in case you were wondering. But anyway, other than that, I don't really know. I know there was a seller who had gorgeous art bats and fractal kits, so maybe if they have good colours this year, I will pick up something from them. I went back to look at their stuff like multiple times last time without buying any, so maybe this year I will get something from them. Also, yarn dye. We are running low and running out of some colours, so we need to pick up some more yarn dye. But yeah, those are my plans so far. But I'm going to try and vlog the road trip and the festival this year, so I will most probably talk more about my plans in the vlog, and we'll go shopping for wool together, you and I. Sounds fun? It's going to be great fun. But yeah, I think that's about that. That's about what I have to say today. So now I want to ask you, first of all, which yarn out of the ones we made today is your favourite? And also, because I am still deciding, like I said, what I want to get this year at the Fibre Festival, what colour combo would you go for another spin like this? Let me know in a comment down below. And if you don't feel chatty, go ahead and leave some sheep and wool and yarn related emojis down below as well. While you are in the comments, please also take one minuscule second to like the video if you liked it. This helps me out a ton with all of the YouTube stuff, so I would super duper appreciate it. Thank you. Also, if you are new here, hi, hello and welcome. I am so very happy to see you. I hope you are doing so well. If you are new here and you'd like to keep seeing what I get up to in the future on my channel with my videos, please consider clicking the subscribe button down below and ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. We do all kinds of fun stuff on here, like knit and crochet challenges, cozy vlogs, project videos, and tutorials-ish and live crafting and cozy gaming hangouts. We just started Hello Kitty Island Adventure, so that's going to be a regular thing on the channel from now on as well. So if this sounds like something for you, feel free to stick around and join the little cozy crafting club we have going here on the channel. We also have a Discord, which you can find in the links in the description if you want to chat with other crafty people. It is super cozy and very active, and we'd love to have you. You can also find links to all of my socials as well as my shop on Ko-fi and on Ravelry too. I have patterns and stationery, and I'll be doing a stitch marker drop soon. Also, if you want to get extra cozy, you can become a member of the channel and join the extra cozy or even super cozy crafting club. Members get early access to vlogs, cute emojis to use in chat and comments, extra behind the scenes shorts, and bonus cat photos of the cheese overlord. And super cozy members also get access to members only live streams, all of the fun stuff. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. So thank you all so very much for watching and for hanging out with me today. And with that, I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, make all the fun things, and I will see you again very, very soon in my next video. Bye!